Yes, I could do that. Let me pull it up here. Hold on.
Sure, no problem. Take your time, no problem.
Let's see.
All right.
Okay, pull up my Bible app.
All right, we're back, everyone. We'll be starting Job 23 shortly. We're just getting ready here, trying to get the scriptures up for you here. All right, let's see here. Have this on my shared screen here. Get this ready. Rosie's looking for it on her physical scriptures. Let's see here. My sword. Yeah, let's go. So,
Here we go.
by the way, all viewers and listeners out there, Job 21 and 22 has been fixed. So if you haven't seen that yet before checking out this study, you might want to do that just to get some context of our readings from Job. I've been really trying to put all these studies in playlists for you guys, so it's easy to find. So all right.
I'm ready. Just let me know when.
Okay. All right. Ready.
Okay, this is Job from the TS 2009 scriptures. And Job answered and said, even today my complaint is bitter. My hand is heavy on account of my groaning. If only I knew where to find him, I would come to his dwelling place. I would present my case before him and fill my mouth with proofs. I would know the words which he would answer me and understand what he would say to me. Would he contend with me in great power? No, but he would pay attention to me. There the upright might reason with him, and I would go safe forever from my judge. See, I go forward, but he is not, and backward, but I do not perceive him. To the left where he is working, but I do not see. He turns to the right, but I do not see. For he knows the way that I take. When he has cried to me, I would come forth as gold. My foot has held fast to his steps. I have guarded his way and did not turn aside. I have not strayed from the command of his lips. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my own law. But he is one, and who does turn him? And he does whatever his being has desired, for he makes complete my law, and many like these are with him. Therefore, I am troubled at his presence. I consider and I am afraid of him. For El has made me faint-hearted, and the Almighty has alarmed me. Because I was not cut off before darkness, and from my face he has covered the thick darkness. Wow.
Let's see here. Interesting. Just writing some notes down here. So verse 16 in the Septuagint, I noticed, has Yahuwah there.
Mm.
Let's see here. Switch it to there. Yeah, but Yahuwah has softened my heart, and the Almighty has troubled me. It's interesting, again, the Masoretes want to put an L as a substitution.
The wording, yeah.
It's interesting. And those that don't know, you can look this up on Encyclopedia Britannica. The Canaanites worshiped a god named El, also known as Kronos, I believe, in the Roman pantheon. You know, the guy that wanted to eat his own children. So yeah, so there, and that's where we get chronology from. That's where we get Father Time from and all that. The big old man with the beard and the sickle. So
That's funny. It's
yeah.
a company now for keeping time.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to just punch in on Chronos.
Yeah, Kronos is like one of the biggest out of the pantheons, one of the most worshipped evil false gods out there. Kronos also is like synonymous, like I said, with he wanted to eat his own children before they grew up. So like a perversion of Revelations 12, where Satan tries to eat Yahusha before, he could grow up. Kind of the same, they like to take stuff from scripture and twist it upside down. So, the old story is that Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades rebelled against their dad that wanted to eat them as soon as they were born. That whole thing. But yeah, so El goes back to Kronos and Baal. It was just another name for Baal. Which in a lot of religions, every incarnation of Baal always involved child sacrifice. It always involved with this deity eating children and all that. So I find it very weird the Masoretes decided to put El there instead of Yahuwah when, it seems like Yahuwah would have been originally there since Kurios in the Greek is there, which Kurios is like the substitution for our English all caps Lord. So that's how I know Yahuwah would have been there. So you got, let's see here, G2962 Kurios, which most people today, even those in Christianity, would admit the all caps right there is obviously referring to Yahuwah. So that shows me that Yahuwah originally was there. What else we got? I thought it was interesting. The version Sister Josie was reading from was the TS 2009 here, and I noticed in verse 13, I think it's verse 13. It says, "He is one, and who does turn him? And he does whatever his being has desired." And this reminded me of so many other scriptures. This reminded me of Deuteronomy 6, 4-5. Yahuwah is one, right? So this is you could say this is a little trump card against Trinitarians here, right? In this right here, you got verse 4, Hero Yashral, Yahuwah are Alua, Yahuwah is one, and you shall love Yahuwah, your Alua with all your heart, with all your being, with all your strength. These words which I'm commanding you today shall be in your heart. So, but to start that off, it says Yahuwah is one. So, which again, that's what Job 23:13 said in the Masoretic. So very interesting. For the most part, that's all I really saw as differences in this chapter. Not much. I mean, given it's a short chapter. But I do like how the LXX says Yahuwah has softened my heart. Which I think, okay, yeah, the Almighty has troubled me. Yeah, so, all right, let's see, who hasn't read to finish us off here? Let's see here, Brother Yahusha's read, Sister Josie has read, I have read, my mom's read. Brother Dennis, would you like to read and finish us off at Job 24? Brother Dennis, you there? Yeah, I think you're there. You're unmuted. Brother Dennis, you there? Once, twice.
He stepped away.
Okay, not a big deal. All right, I'll just finish this off. Not an issue here. Okay. All right, so let's just go back on the shared screen. Let me finish this off. Okay. Stupid Cricket app. Okay. All right. Back. Okay, let's go back here. So let's go, and I'm going to be using the Bretton's English translation of Septuagint, also known as the LXXE, E for English. Okay, so Septuagint in English. And I'll be reading from Job 24. But why have the seasons been hidden from Yahuwah, while the wicked have passed over the boundaries, carrying off the flock with the shepherd? They have led away the donkeys of the fatherless and have taken widows' ox for a pledge. They have turned aside the weak from the right way. The meek of the earth have hidden themselves together, and they have departed like donkeys in the field, having gone forth on my account according to their own order. His bread is sweet to little ones. They have reaped a field that was not their own before the time. The poor has labored in the vineyards of the wicked without pay and without food. They have caused my naked sleep without clothes. They have taken away the covering of their body. They are wet with the drops of the mountains. They have embraced the rock because they have no shelter. They have snatched the fatherless from the breast and have afflicted the outcast. They have wrongfully caused to sleep without clothing and taken away the morsel of the hungry. They have unrighteously laid in wait in narrow places and have not known the righteous way. Who has cast forth poor from the city in their own houses, and the soul of the children has groaned aloud? Why then has he not visited these? For as much as they were upon the earth and took no notice, and they knew not the way of righteousness, neither have they walked in appointed paths, or in their paths. But having known their works, he delivered them in darkness, and in the night one will be as a thief. Interesting wording there. Kind of reminds me of a verse from the Brit there. And the eye of the adulterer has watched the darkness, saying, I shall not perceive me, and he puts a covering on his face. In darkness he digs through houses. By day they conceal themselves securely. They know not the light. For the morning is to them as all as the shadow of death. For each one will be conscious of the terror of the shadow of death. He is swift on the face of the water. Let his portion be cursed on the earth, and let their plants be laid bare. Let be withered upon the earth, for they have plundered the sheaves of the fatherless. Then is his sin brought to remembrance, and he vanishes like a vapor of dew. But let what he has done be repaid to him. Let every unrighteous one be crushed like rotten wood. For he has not treated the barren woman well, and has no pity on a feeble woman. And in wrath he has overthrown the helpless. Therefore, when he has arisen, a man will not feel secure of his own life. When he has fallen sick, let him not hope to recover, but let him perish by disease. For his exaltation has hurt many, but he has withered as mallows in the heat, or as an ear of grain falling off itself from the stalk. But if not, who is he that says, I speak falsely, and will make words of no account? So now, depending on, who would be speaking here? Is this Job speaking again?
Yeah.
So Job is kind of like, he's getting into a dangerous area here, because he's now questioning and almost accusing of Yahuwah from defending the fatherless. And this is where I think Yahuwah gets a little ticked.
Yeah.
I think this is where Yahuwah, now he's getting to the point of, all right, I've been letting Job speak, but now he's talking about, now he's claiming, I don't defend the fatherless, I don't do this, I don't do that. I think this is where Job is screwing up a little bit. So we see that, Job in his anger just doesn't understand. He feels like Yahuwah is forsaking the righteous. And I think that's what's going on in chapter 24. I think Job is just, like a lot of us, sometimes we question Yahuwah's ways, and, sometimes we second guess Yahuwah and all that. But this is a very dangerous area. I think this is a good example of what not to do when we're frustrated. this is a perfect example of that. So yeah, I can relate to what Job's going through, but at the same time, now he's starting to get to that dangerous area of like, now you're accusing Yahuwah of something that you shouldn't be doing, you know. And I think this is why Paul in Romans and people, you see Jeremiah in the Potter's Clay chapter really hit the nail on the head, talking about who are you to judge your maker? What is wrong? You know, so even when we get thoughts like that come into our head, like, is Yahuwah doing the right thing? We should be casting those thoughts out. And, you know, so it's very easy for the enemy to get us thoughts like that. And then we start speaking it, you know, and we start, you know, doubting who Yahuwah is. Go ahead, Brother Yahusha. A lot of background noise.
Watches from darkness, saying, no eye shall notice me. The covering his face, they dig you out in the darkness, sealing themselves up by day, not observe the light. With one mind, the morning is the shadow of death to them, for they observe the trouble of the shadow of death. It's almost like, you know, other places you see that as well, the shadow of death, but this is like reverse. This is like, to them, light is death to them because light exposes their sin. Light to them is the shadow of death. It's just interesting. It's reminds me a lot of like Satanism, you know, like the Basora flipped upside down. Satan does everything backwards. I don't know. That's just what came to mind. It's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Harry, I what I thought was interesting too was the verse that talks about what verse 14, but having works to deliver them into darkness, and in the night one would be as a thief. It's interesting. This is a verse that Yahusha, it seems like Yahusha picks part of this verse to use in later on, where Paul seems to quote from this and talks about, you know, to those that are asleep, he will be a thief. And so it's kind of interesting. So it's like either Paul or someone was quoting from this verse, using part of this verse to describe how Yahusha would be to those that are spiritually asleep, and all that. Let me see if I can find the verse I'm talking about here. Let's see here. First, is it First Thessalonians 5, Mom?
I think so.
Yeah. So it says here, First Thessalonians 5, verse 1. But of the times and seasons, brothers, you have no need that I should write unto you. Which again, Paul's just saying, know of the season, as far as the feast days, that the seasons have to do with his second coming. That's what he's talking about. For yourselves know perfectly that the day comes as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly comes upon them, and the woman and child, they shall not escape. But you brothers are not in darkness, verse 4, that they should overtake you as a thief. You are all children of the light and children of the day. We are not of the night nor darkness. So it's interesting. Paul in First Thessalonians 5 is actually quoting, it seems, from Job 24:14 of the Septuagint, giving that same concept that people that are in the night will be like someone that's a thief to them. Who is a thief to them because they're not expecting him. They're in the darkness. They're in sin. They're in the darkness. So it's kind of interesting. I just thought that was interesting. So that's First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 5 with Job 24:14 of the Septuagint. So that's kind of interesting. Other than that, though, yeah, I mean, pretty much that's what we see in Job right now, is him questioning Yahuwah, almost questioning his character. And Once we get to the last chapter of the book, you'll understand why that is. According to the end of the book, it seems like he didn't know Yahuwah as well as we thought Job knew him. And it seems like Job kind of was seeing Yahuwah through a almost like what we see him through what does Paul say?
A veil, a glass
No, a
dimly.
glass mirror,
Yeah,
right?
glass mirror dimly, yeah.
So, according to later on in the book, Job kind of clarifies that he never met Yahuwah before in person. He says, I've heard of you from others, but I never, you have not, basically Yahuwah never manifested himself to Job until that moment at the end of this book. So from now until chapter 42, he only knows Yahuwah from like secondhand learning. Like he only knows of his character through secondhand. And depending on who's informing him of who Yahuwah is and how his character is, he could have a misunderstanding of who Yahuwah is. And I think all of us can relate to that. When we're raised to know the Most High and we're given a wrong idea of who the Most High is, that could cause people to start doubting and all that. So I think that's what's really going on, or even in general, Job is just questioning why. Why are you attacking me? Why are you not defending the fatherless and the widow? Why are you allowing the wicked to prosper? This and that. That's what we see in the past couple of chapters. So anyway, so hopefully you guys really enjoyed this couple of chapters here, enjoyed today's study. If you like this study, please like, share, and subscribe. If you like seeing, type of material we put out, also click on the notifications. Please do that, because I've noticed lately our videos are getting less and less. What's the word I'm looking for? Seeable by other people. And so what I would recommend is because you're going to have flooded videos on YouTube, especially if you've got tons of subscriptions. You might not be seeing our videos right away, so please click on the notification bell. Please do that. And if you guys are we got any brothers and sisters out there looking for fellowship, please reach out to me, and some of us that are on Facebook, so if you guys are looking for fellowship, please let us know, and we'll be sure to get you on the screen call and see what your beliefs are, you guys, if we're like-minded or not, and you could possibly give us a try. So that's about it. That's all I really wanted to say. Shabbat shalom, everyone. And all of our brothers and sisters out there, have a great rest of your Sabbath. See you next time.